Hello beautiful travelers, and welcome back to the Space Age. If this is your first time here on this channel, welcome aboard the Space Fleet. In today's video, we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on how to deal with your narcissist. So if you have dealt with narcissists in the past or are currently dealing with a narcissist and you want to just know how to deal in the future or at any point in time, this reading is here to give you that information for your specific situation or situations. So I'm going to be giving a little intro to this reading, but if you really want to go straight into the video, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. The timestamps will be posted below. I will be placing crystals in a moment before I go into the little intro. So we have this fluorite crystal for pile 1. We have this obsidian for pile number 2. We have hematite for pile number 3. And we have malachite for pile number 4. All right, so yeah, let's talk about this reading because I want to give like a general message for everyone in regards to the topic of narcissism and narcissistic people. Because strangely, as an empathic person, I don't label myself anything generally. I just don't enjoy doing that because life is just full of currents. Things are constantly in flux. By the way, this flame is extremely high. This is a black candle, which I've burned today for the energy of just feeling safe, protected. This flame is like really strong and really tall. It's about 3 inches high. I don't think I've ever seen a flame this strong, so I feel very confident that this is a very much needed message for you guys. As an empathic person, I've always been able to sense how people have felt around me. If people feel happy, embarrassed, sad, I think that's generally what a lot of people that gravitate towards these readings and spiritual communities and stuff feel. They generally feel more sensitive to things. And with narcissistic people, you often get the message that there isn't really a way to deal with them other than to just, get away, and there's no winning against this narcissistic person. And I agree to a certain extent that you shouldn't stay around a narcissistic individual, but I also want to say that if you are stuck in a situation where you have to be around a narcissistic person, that is a real reality in life, and that's something that I've dealt with. And I'm the type of person, if someone is acting crazy or just being rude or mean or just they're an energy sucker, energy vampire, I get away immediately, right? And I think most people tend to be able to do this. Some people, they're too nice, or they're people pleasing, which I totally can relate to. But with narcissistic people, sometimes we are like forced in a situation. It almost seems cosmic or divine, as if we're supposed to learn some kind of a lesson. And I feel like I've learned this lesson, and I feel like it's really important to share with you guys what I have learned from my experience, because there shouldn't be a mindset of, oh, I should win against this person, but there should be a mindset of winning for yourself. What makes you happy, what fulfills you, and what brings you back to life, what makes you feel safe. And so you're not feeling drained from this person anymore. So essentially, in a situation where a narcissist is feeding off of your energy and taking from you, stealing your ideas, stealing your energy from you, all kinds of stuff where you're just feeling like they're the cathode and you're the anode, and they're just taking away your essential life force. In that situation, it just started flickering. In that situation, you really do have to learn how to deal with this type of energy, because it exists, and in fact it's becoming more and more rampant in this universe, in this space-time. So let me make sure that my camera's like picking up on this because okay, it's recording, we're recording. So in general, I would say that there is a need to learn and understand how to navigate different people, and all while keeping your own personal grace, your personal identity secure and happy, building more confidence and learning from this situation. And in my experience, you can win for yourself, create a winning experience for yourself where you've learned something from the experience and you've come out generally on top, okay? So in order to do that, it's really important to remember that the narcissist can only have power that you give them, right? So because they don't have anything for themselves, they don't have a sense of identity. They only feign a sense of identity, a sense of importance, a sense of this or that. They are aware. You might think, oh, this person, they just seem like they're so full of themselves, they're not aware. No, this person is aware. These people are generally aware, and it might not be an awareness that you would be satisfied with, but especially if they've been doing this for many years, it's become a part of their being where they can just sort of like craft a story for themselves or whatever. But they feel it in every moment, and they feel that. And so usually when you're someone, if you were drawn to this reading and you have experienced many narcissists in your life, you're dealing with one right now, it's your first time, you're like, oh my God, this person is absolutely psychotic, sociopathic, whatever you want to call it. It ranges, it's a spectrum. I think there's degrees. I've seen narcissists that are just, the general, like, look at me, social media thing. Like, not that people being observed or putting themselves on a platform is like a bad thing, but we can distinguish when there's like the narcissistic energy, which is that tone of taking, not being a mutual, there's no symbiont energy where it's like this balance, right? There's just the taking energy. And then there's like that shallow version of the narcissist. And then there's like this really deeply narcissistic person, right? And so you might be encountering someone on a certain scale where it's just minor and you're just like, but either way, like, I feel like with social media and stuff, it's just, people are just, especially with the whole main character thing, I think people are starting to just feel as though, like, that is the way. And it's like, anyone can be susceptible. Like, no one is better than anyone else. A narcissist isn't, like, you can't measure, people can behave in different ways that are just, better or worse. But it's like, we all have this capability to be our best selves. So I want you guys to remember that you guys are love. And that's the reason why this narcissist or narcissistic people tend to be attracted to you. If you feel that that's happening, or if you're experiencing that person kind of being a parasite in your life, it's because you have something. You are very, very important as a person. You have a very important destiny here. And you have a very important and beautiful essence about you. You probably have this natural creative spark in you that the narcissist really wishes that they had for themselves, and maybe can't even recognize that they could create for themselves, so they can only take from you. So yeah, let's get into the reading, because I want to really cater, because there is like a general, I'd say, approach, but I would much prefer to have spirit guide and specify for you in your situation what generally is going on with your narcissistic person. I'm saying your narcissistic person, but they're not yours, you don't have to have this attachment to them. You can break this attachment if you don't want them to be that way. But again, I can't say you can't change someone who is narcissistic. I believe it's possible, right? We will see what's revealed here, but you will be learning in this reading different methods or ways that you can navigate being around this person, okay, or people. Especially like, you know, some people you can just get away from them. Okay, like the message is going to be like, okay, just leave, right? But if you're just stuck around this person, and it's weird, you know, to be stuck around a certain individual and not be like, oh my God, like, why is it that this person has to stick around, right? But everyone's situation is different. There are so many nuances, and we're going to get into that. So remember, this is a general reading. There are only 4 piles. And so again, this is pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you feel like certain messages aren't resonating with you, feel free to select another pile. I can sense that in this reading, there's probably going to be a lot of you choosing more than one pile, because there's so many different ways that you can probably approach your person. But we're going to be just doing some general messages here. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And yeah, I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. Let's begin your reading. Let me burn this little wand here. Ooh, that just flickered and crackled. I think this is made of, I can't remember. It's made of some kind of like pine, some evergreen. Really opening up the heart chakra right now. We have this fluorite crystal here, which is very protective energy. It's also green, which is very much heart chakra energy. So let's put out your cards. I can smell some lavender as well, which is very calming. All right, so let me just pull out all of your cards. I want to just put them all out on the table. Let's put all of your cards on the table. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords. Okay. We have the King of Wands. Sorry, the King of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the Tower. Okay. We have Calling the Storm. Obsession. Forgetting oneself. Okay. How's that for happily ever after? The Phoenix. And then Potion. Remember to practice self-love. Okay. I have 2 more cards, but I don't think I can fit them in view, but maybe I can. Then we have Will here. And we have Acceptance. Okay. So what's presenting itself here is that this person has really affected you in a very major way with this Tower card. I can see that. I can see that this person has been a tumultuous force in your life, more than you might have wanted them to be. This person might have been someone you were close with, maybe someone you were even trying to get close to. This person, I can see that this person really was taking a lot from you. I'm seeing that this person might have been stealing some ideas of yours, or trying to take away that essence you have in your mind. There's something very special about the way that you think. I'm seeing that you're a very special thinker, and I'm seeing a creative person. I would not be surprised if you guys are very creative types of people. You might even be very weird, or you might have some strange talents that no one else has, like something new, something different about you that you're bringing to the world. And this person might not want you to see that about yourself. So they might have like expressed some negativity towards you. They may have taken it upon themselves to just like neg you or like bring you down, and then all the while taking from you and, you know, trying to make it seem as though it's really them who is the originator of all of these great things. And it's really not true. I'm seeing with this Eight of Swords here that if you would only just like open your eyes, take off the blindfold, and tie yourself, you would see that you are the originator of these ideas, not this person that's trying to get away with all of your ideas and take everything from you in this Seven of Swords here. I'm seeing that your heart is just so open. You guys might be very empathic people. You guys might really have like this open sense about the world, really take in a lot of energies from everywhere, and you channel that through everything that you do. And so your essence is so bright. It's fully matured. I'm seeing like a fully spawned, fully matured person. Like you came out of the womb and your aura was just so bright, beautiful, colorful. You just had this like, you probably were very psychic, or you had this psychic energy, because I'm seeing here that your crown chakra is huge. Like it's just like open and it's available to all of these energies to take in. And what I'm seeing, you see how big this crown is on this tower? I'm seeing that this person made it their personal mission, this narcissistic person made it their personal mission to knock that down, to take you out in a sense. Like I'm not putting any like fearful vibes out there, not like take you out as in like, you know, really destroy you. I mean, it seems as though this person, their intent was like their hope was to break your confidence. This person, just seeing more about this person, I'm not sure to what degree I would say they are. Forgetting oneself is really like interesting, an obsession as well. That's really interesting. So this person, this person does not have a sense of self. Okay, this person that you're thinking of, they don't have a sense of self, really. And so they essentially have like hyper focused on you with this obsession card. Like they've really hyper focused on you in order to create their new identity through you. And I totally get this. Like I've I've been there. This is so weird. Like the obsession, the forgetting oneself. I can totally see how this person is really just trying to like almost be you in a sense. Like it's like really weird. And I'm not trying to like make it sound all scary or anything. Like this person can never be you. And that's like something that will really help you understanding how to deal with this person. This person will never be you. It's like that phrase, what's the phrase? The sequel will never be as good as the first movie. So this person, it's like you're this infinite wellspring for this person. That's how they see it, because with this King of Cups here, you're abundant with that water from the spring, that fountain of just creativity, love. You're pure love. Your pure, true essence is love. And so that's what they're trying to take. Do you see how this guy here is just trying to, try to take something here from here? But you see it's not the same suit. He's trying to take away swords while you have all these cups and stuff. And you even have this wand here, and it's like almost like a wand here, like this scepter. And that just says to me that they might be trying to take things away. They might be trying to imitate, they might try to imitate you. But what they take is never exactly the same. It's always some denigrated version of what you have. And ultimately, like if you cut them off at the source, which is what I'm hearing now, this is where it's going. If you cut them off at the source, they won't have much of anything at all, and they don't actually have anything to begin with. I do get a sense here with this potion card, remember to practice self-love, that this person is like, how would I say it? Like this person, I almost get like a sense to deal with them. Like I do get like a sense from this card and calling the storm, like a sense that you need to use your own personal power. Like some of you guys might be witches. This is basic witch here. So you guys might be thinking like, oh, like maybe I could just, I don't know, do something. But I don't see that you need to go down that route like that. I would never recommend doing that, because it's like, just like all these videos are out there about like how to deal with narcissists, it's like they already crave so much attention that you don't want to give more of that. So what I'm seeing here with how to deal is committing to you here. The focus here, it's like it might be really hard to do that, but focusing on you rather than them is going to be really important. And how do you do that? By calling the storm here. So the calling the storm here is saying it's time for you to really lean in to that power structure. There's this King of Cups, the calling in the storm, which has like these antlers here. I get the sense that you need to lean into like this almost masculine, dominant energy and put your foot down. Okay? And there's this need to like accept that they are as they are. And you're not going to be able to change that, but you have this power, this ultimate power to alchemize yourself. And what's interesting here is we have this tower with this lightning and we have this storm here. And I get this real sense that it's like you have all this magical power and essence, and all they're trying to do is harness that through you. They're almost trying to harness that through you. This actually like might be, yeah, that's what they want you to just wield your energy in their favor. Like, I honestly, they might be okay at manipulation, but really it's like not even that. It's just like, this is all they know, right? This is all they know. The House of Happily Ever After also does show ritual here. I'm seeing like a bunch of ritualistic practice on how to deal with them. So like I said, I don't think this is like, sit down and perform some spell on them. No, this is like more like sit down and refocus your energy, because where your focus grows, energy flows, or something. Is that is that how they say it? But where your focus grows, energy flows, right? So you can no longer focus on this person, because this person might have their focus on you. They might have like this obsession towards you, but you can no longer focus on them anymore. And this Will card is showing me just how like powerful your creative energy is and your creative potential, and they can see that. So it's like, it's time to just try to let them go. And it might seem really difficult to do that, but especially if this person is around you. But the best thing I'm seeing here is like you have to focus on you. And if it's really difficult to just not focus on them anymore, like it could be your parents, right? And you might have to live with your parents, It might be someone that you live with, like maybe you broke up with someone and they are still living in your house because you have to find a place or something. Or it could be like a friend and you've been friends for so many years and you don't know how to cut them off. This could be someone you're deeply attached to. But this major event here with this tower is showing me that it's like, it's really time for you to just, this tower moment is actually a gift for you. Because not only have you learned so much, you've developed new levels of power here with this Will card. It's like you've gone through all of the cycles. You've gone through all of these cycles here with this moon going from a new to crescent to gibbous, all the way to a full moon. You have cultivated so much from this relationship. Even if it was just a brief moment, you've learned so much on how to deal with people. And so one of the things you can do is, especially if you're trapped with this person, is you can throw them off, okay? This person is not entitled to your energy at all. And so if you feel as though it's like you don't want to cause any conflict, it's time for you to sit down and be like, okay, this is like, they're not the show. This is not their show. This is my show. This is my life. I get to control who's in it and who's not. But even if I can't control that right away, I'm going to still focus on myself. So sitting down, focusing, meditating on you, where you want to go. Stop putting them in the equation too. Like, just don't even put them in the equation and how you're factoring in your life. Just imagine your life and don't even really, like, you don't have to ignore them, but just focus on where you want to go, because you have all this power, and them trying to get away with stuff is them trying to distract you from remembering that. And you probably already know that, but they don't want you to know that, even if you do know that. And if you don't know that, they certainly just don't want you to find out. So focusing on yourself and your energy, and then throwing them off. So if you notice that they come around and they're trying to ask you questions, I'm seeing that this person might, they seem kind of sneaky and kind of they might think they're good at manipulating, but obviously if you're here, you can see right through that. They might think they're getting away with something, but if they come around and they start asking you questions about your life, your plans, or what you're doing, the thing that's advisable here is don't let them know what you're thinking about. Don't talk to them about what you dreamed about. Don't talk to them about like last night or something. Don't let them know what things you like. If there's someone that steals your style, I wouldn't say play yourself down around them. That's not something you need to do. But if you notice that this person is if they're doing adopting things that you do right away, and it's interesting, I've actually been in this situation, which is, it's so weird with these cards. It's the storyline. It's I get what's going on. If they're doing that for you guys can make that discerning moment and be okay, I don't want to have to hold myself back around this person. But I also, if I'm going to interact with this person, I will use my discernment and my intuition to determine how much I'm willing to give over and display. And honestly though, don't even focus too much on that, because again, the attention, you don't want to give this person the attention at all. Just even you being cautious around this person is just too much. That's the sense I get here. Being cautious is just, it's not even enough. And that's what this acceptance card is saying. It's oh, and there's even more lightning here. And it's almost like the passing of lightning from one person to another. And I was talking about the symbiotic relationship. There should be this back and forth, the passing back of energy, but this person is just trying to take all of it, right? And so accepting that this person is as they are, and that's really what's going to do it. I know it's really hard to accept sometimes, when, especially if someone's being really toxic and annoying and draining. You talk to this person and suddenly you're just anxious about what they're going to do with what you've just told them, and how, it's just really upsetting sometimes. But with this acceptance card, I'm seeing that you and this person will begin to grow apart, because this person will lose interest if you start giving, misleading them in a sense, because this Seven of Swords kind of goes both ways. This person's trying to get away with taking your ideas, but this could also be you trying to, in a sense, use their work against them. I think of it like a video game. So if you've watched a video game, or if you've played a video game, one video game example I'm thinking of is Zelda. Zelda Breath of the Wild is coming to mind. And you can find this in a lot of games, Metroid, any video game really, where you have to fight a boss. What oftentimes happens is the way you defeat the boss is you essentially play them at their own game, but not really, because you're never stooping down to their level. What you're doing is you're using their own power against them. So for example, you might be presented with a boss in Zelda and he's throwing these giant rocks at you, and you don't have the power to actually hold those rocks yourself. You don't have the power to hold the rocks. But as this boss might be holding this rock above its head, you start studying its patterns, right? So you notice that the boss holds this giant boulder above its head for 5 seconds before it throws it at you. So what you do is, in that moment when the boss is holding this boulder above its head, you shoot the boss with an arrow, which stuns it, and then it drops the rock on its own head, using its power against it, right? So especially because I'm seeing this, the magical ritual here, these are two magical rituals here. I know your spirit guides wouldn't just be recommending you just to, you know, do like a practice on a person. No, because like, why would they ever want you to expel your energy anymore on this person that haven't already taken or you haven't already given, right? So what they want you to do is focus your energy and attention on meditating for you, creating your life, and envisioning a world where they're just not even perceived or received. And so when they come around you, you kind of just lead them away like, yeah, like I'm not really doing much of anything. And they get bored because they don't have much. If they don't find a feeding source, they just get bored. So that's what's really going to happen with this person. And you can even like mislead them if you feel like that's what you would need to do, because I'm just trying to give ideas for different people. But if you feel like, especially if someone's taking your work, because I do see with a lot of swords here that this person is like trying to take like some kind of mental thing from you, like an idea from you, or that's what their feeding source is, the mental, the air energy. And so that's why I'm kind of getting this idea, like if it's someone who's stealing like your artwork ideas or something, it's like sort of like that. Like maybe they'll talk and be like, oh yeah, like what are you planning to publish this week? And then you start telling them about like something that you're interested in, but you're not really interested in it at all. You're like, this is actually pretty dumb. But they think the world of you. This person is like probably obsessed, or they have like an obsessive energy around you, and they think the world of you. That's why they forget themselves and they want to put on the mask that is you. They want to try to put you on essentially, because essentially this person, they really think highly of you. So no matter what you say, they can't really tell what a good idea is versus a bad idea. So what they're telling you is really just like what you're telling them is really just to throw them off, and then they'll realize like, oh, like that wasn't a good idea. It's pretty much like that. And then they'll lose interest because they'll probably get a little mad because, you know, but essentially they're going to lose interest and they're going to find someone else. And so, yeah, accepting that they are who they are, and it's like you're not going to be able to change them maybe to the degree that you want. Maybe you will change them, but it's not up to you. Maybe this experience will change them, but maybe it's not up to you to just be there for them all the time. But you're alchemizing the situation here. I'm seeing that in order to deal with this person, alchemizing them is really alchemizing yourself is really what's going to result in the best outcome for you. Okay? So I hope that this was helpful, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like. It supports this channel. And leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're dealing with your narcissist, how this is going to help you, and any other things you would like to let me know. And I will see you in the next one. And be sure to subscribe. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 2. Let's begin your reading. Let's look at how to deal with your narcissist. So just burning a little bit of this like wand. It has some evergreen in it, which I believe will open up your heart chakra. And we have this obsidian here, which is a very protective stone and protective energy. So we're all good here. So I'm gonna just lay all the cards on the table and let's get to the bottom of how to deal with this. The Lovers. Speaking of opening up the heart energy, the Chariot, love it. We have this card that comes from this deck. It's not a tarot card, but I like to leave it in there because it feeds my intuition. And we have the 10 of Swords. So you must slay them. I'm just kidding. So then we have Naked Before the Stars. Gilded Regret. Oh, that's a really pretty card. Okay. We have the Void. We have Pleasure. And we have mural, be your own first priority. And bitch fire, stand up for yourself. Okay. All right. So now that all the cards are on the table, let's assess what is going on here energetically and what we can do to help you solve this. So whenever I see this card, the Void, especially in relation to a person, I definitely see the Narcissist. I think this is like, this card has many meanings, but in this context, I feel like this is the Narcissist. So yeah, your person is empty. And that doesn't mean that maybe they're numb or apathetic. I don't want to just demonize this person straight away. Maybe you would like me to do that, and if it's justified. Oh snap, my landline is ringing. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I have a landline and I actually love it because I have zero reception on my cell phone, and turns out the landline is great. Okay, at least where I live, there's like no reception. I don't understand why, but landline come through. Anyway, so this person, I was getting to the point about them probably being like an apathetic person, and you probably, I don't know what your relationship is just yet, but this person, you might have very like mixed feelings about this person, or you might just know that this person is just completely empty. This person might have become empty because of something in their past, and they're just like, now that's all they have left. They haven't really healed themselves or moved on, or maybe this person was just born that way and they're just, but I'm sensing that with this Gilded Regret card, that you guys feel some part of you might feel responsible for this person, not responsible for how they are, but maybe they've come into your life and you have like this loving energy, this beautiful light energy, and you see the best in people. Like you can see the best in somebody even when they don't see it in themselves, and you're really having a hard time with this person because this person is just, this person might have betrayed you with this Ten of Swords. This person might have left you feeling betrayed. This person might have left you feeling worn out, drained, generally just not great. But the true essence of who you are, this person actually could be someone you're in a relationship with because of this Lovers card here. And this Naked Before the Stars here is giving like an intimate energy, and then we have pleasure as well. So this person might have been someone you're in a relationship with. It might have been a past event for you, and you might be looking back on this and thinking like, oh, why did this person come into my life? How could I have dealt with this person, or how do I deal with this type of person in the future? I can totally see a relationship with another person where this person is just like relying on you, and you have like this like broken bird syndrome where they're this broken bird and you're always trying to fix them, but they're empty inside, and you really love them and you love them so much, but they're just not giving anything back to you, and you almost feel regretful about it. You might feel regretful in the sense that you really love them and you don't want to leave them, or you regret leaving them, or you want things to be better, but they're not. And so I'm getting that sense too, but I also see for some of you guys, it might be a family situation, a family dynamic where you feel as though maybe your parents, your siblings, someone in your family is like taking advantage of your energy. You might feel like as if you owe certain family members certain things, and the message here is that you don't. Okay, you don't owe. Like, I'm not the type of person to say, and different readers will say different things, but in my personal perspective, I don't believe in the idea of just being willy-nilly and not caring about anyone else. Hence this reading, the dealing with narcissist people. But you do have to make yourself your own first priority. With this Mural card, it's saying that directly. You have to put yourself first. And you might not feel as though you can, because this Gilded Regret card is showing me that you guys are people who are very sensitive, very loving, and you have a hard time telling people no. You might be a people pleaser, or you might even be rebellious. You might not feel like that's you, but it is you a little bit, because you might feel as though you're a rebellious person or that you stand up for yourself. But for some reason, when you look at your track record, when you look back, hindsight being 2020, you might look back and see how you actually might have folded in certain ways. That's another thing that I'm getting here. And Naked Before the Stars, just, it gives me the sense that this person, like, you were very vulnerable with this person. This could have even been, like, again, a parent or something, or your sibling. This could have been someone you really trusted here that I'm seeing, because of this backstabbing moment in the Ten of Swords. This could have been someone who got really close to you. I'm seeing someone who got really close. The Lovers is showing me this closeness. Like, all of this is just showing me like someone, it could be a dynamic you've just grown up around and you're just becoming aware of. Or it could be a relationship with a person who's a childhood friend or something, or you've been together for years and you're constantly questioning, like, is this okay? Is this okay that this is happening? Like, am I just reading into this? Like, maybe it's not that big of a deal, but it's like you perhaps grew up around this, or just been around it for too long. Maybe it could be a month and it's too long, okay? Listen to your own timeline here, okay? So you might feel as though because you care about this person can sense your openness. And I'm not assuming malevolence or malicious intent from this person. This might be the case, but I'm not going to just put that out there. It's too general for that, because each person is unique. I do sense this person is empty, but I don't know. Part of it doesn't feel like this person, they might do things that are not good. They might even act selfishly, but it's hard to say if this person is exactly like just this demon, or, just to put them on that place, But I will say that the way you feel about this person, you feel love for this person in some way. You might be hurt by this person, but it might not be love. You might not have to be in love with this person, but you might just be that loving being, that just bright, loving soul. And this person, it's so interesting, actually. If you look at these two cards, Pleasure and the Void. Pleasure and the Void. Do you see the stark contrast between these two cards? We have this bright light coming from this woman here. She's just radiating light and joy. The moon is nearly full. It's gibbous. It's just bright, and there's light coming out of this woman. And then this woman's just like, no light even reflects off of her. She's just the dark moon, the void. And so it's like you guys are such contrasts. And the Lovers card also kind of demonstrates that essence of duality, where it's like there's just one side that's just like the anode, the cathode. I mentioned that before in like another reading, I believe. But like the anode just takes from the cathode just takes from the anode, and it just takes more and more. And it's like, I see that you might feel like you've been locked because you've known this person for a while now, or just because you're such an open soul, you feel like standing up for yourself, which this bitch fire card says you should be doing, and how to deal with this person. You're afraid to stand up for yourself and make yourself your own first priority because you're protecting this person's feelings, despite how they might have betrayed you. It might not be like a betrayal like, oh, they slept with your boyfriend or girlfriend or something, but it might be a betrayal in that they have not been there for you. They've taken you for granted. It might just be that feeling of betrayal in their actions. And you feel as though you have to take care of them despite everything. And so the way you deal with this person is that you actually have to just find it in yourself to put yourself first, to say, you know what, I'm important, and despite how I feel and like how much I might feel bad about this, I understand my level of importance. I understand my value here. And yeah, and then the Chariot card is also, to me, indicative of traveling here, because I haven't actually touched on this. The Chariot card really indicates to me that a sense of you getting away, making a major shift and change, you coming out on top, being victorious in a sense, because you have shifted your reality to a different one. So you moving out of the situation. This could actually be moving to, if you've been thinking about moving to another place, like that's a great confirmation there. Or just moving on is another thing too. Like taking on a new destination, a new course of action is really coming through. So shifting your mindset. So what's going on here is that this person has been brought into your life in order to teach you about this, actually. I do get a sense that there is like a bit of a lesson here. And it's not all just terrible stuff. There's actually something to be looked at and like gained here. So this person might be teaching you how to be that strong person, because these two cards are just straight up saying like, put yourself first, put yourself first, put yourself first. Take actions to put yourself first. And that's how you deal with this person. Forget about them specifically. Forget about, oh, like what thing can I do? Like what manipulative technique, or what kind of psychology can I do? It's like, no, like there's nothing really there, but you deciding that it's your turn, and you're allowed to do that, because this guilt or regret here is showing me someone who might have been guilted as a child, or like when you were younger, and maybe this affected your relationship with other people in the sense that it's hard for you to say no, as I mentioned before, or you feel guilty when you let people down, or if you say no, or if you do things that like you make decisions to make people happy, decisions out of fear. And like I really get the sense here, it's like you can't live in regret. And the more you perpetuate this cycle, and there's this, I think it's in Hinduism, there's like this saying or like this tenet, a lesson will be repeated until it's learned. So take this opportunity to move, because like if you have parents, like let's say you grew up in a household where this happened, and then you ended up in a situation where a lover treated you like your parents treat you, and a lot of people end up with basically dating their like replications of their parents, right? So it's time to break this cycle, okay? Even the 10 here, the 10 of Swords, is a completion. 10 is about completion of a cycle. Let those sword hits, feel them, feel how they feel, okay? And decide and know that you deserve better. You deserve the real love, you know? You deserve that, and you deserve to put yourself first. So if you've learned this lesson, it's like, if you feel like you need permission because maybe you're someone who is a people pleaser, you do feel like you need permission, take this. If you need to take something as your permission, take this spiritual message from your spirit guides saying like, it's okay. It's okay. You're not a bad, this is like saying like, if you do this, if you move on, or if you like let go of this person, you're fine. It's okay, because we want you to put yourself first, okay? Like there's nothing wrong with that. This is your life, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you found it helpful, please do like this video. It helps support the channel. And of course, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're dealing with a situation like this, and if you learned anything from this reading, or how you're dealing with it now. And of course, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, loves. Hi group 3, let's begin talking about how to deal with your narcissist. So let me put out all the cards that we have here today. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. And then we have the Hierophant reversed. So everything is in reverse so far. Then we have Action, Patience, Library. We have Red, Forgive. And we have Black Flower Fragrance. And Revenge. Interesting. So, very interesting. So we have all of these reversals here, which is telling me that there are lots of things that need to be undone here. There are a lot of things that need to be undone, and perhaps there's a certain standard that you've set with this person. There's a certain precedent that has been set here with this person. What I'm seeing here, oh, it's so weird actually. I'm rewatching this show called Revenge, which is really interesting. This comes up, Revenge. But the first thing that happens in like the first episode, the first phrase that comes up is, I think it's the saying, I can't remember who it's from, but the saying is, when you set out to seek revenge, dig 2 graves. And then I don't know if you guys have seen the show Revenge. This is my second watch, but it's just this person that's like doing this unconventional thing, because you always hear, don't get revenge on people, don't do that, whatever. In general, I would say don't do that. You know, you're here at this channel, so I'm going to give my perspective on this. And, you know, if it doesn't resonate, of course, don't feel like you have to hold on to it, okay? Because everyone has their own set of things that they need to acquire in life and things they need to take in, and you don't have to take in everything. But I will say here, just given that situation, you know, she, in the story of Revenge, she does lose a lot, right? And so some of you guys might be set on revenge against this narcissistic person. Some of you guys might not have even considered this, but what I'm seeing here is that perhaps the level of the severity of what they have given you in terms of turmoil, in terms of destruction in your life, whatever it is, it has been enough that you are maybe even contemplating going this far. And I can see that with the Hierophant reversed here. This is the Major Arcana card. And the Hierophant reversed has to do with going against the status quo. It has to do with going against the grain, going against what you've been told typically. And so it's really strange here, but I don't know. It's really weird that you guys are getting this Revenge card, and then this Patience. I'm seeing you becoming this meticulous person, crafting things, concocting a plan. Then we have Action, putting that plan into action. And then we have Library, take control of your own narrative. And then we also have Forgive here. And I feel like that's something that, going back to that show Revenge, it's like that's something the main character just can't do. She can't forgive. And Black Flower Fragrance is just showing me, like, you know, dig 2 graves, but it's also like that Buddhist saying, like, there's that Buddhist, I think it's a Buddha that said this. If you like trying to like get revenge or hurt someone else or whatever, it's like drinking the poison and hoping that the other person feels it. What's coming out here is like, there's a lot of different messages for different people. So I want to kind of put them all out there, okay? In this situation with this narcissistic person or narcissistic people, right? This could be your parents, you know, it depends on the situation. Is it time for you to walk away? Absolutely. You're being told here that forgiveness is really important, like really moving on. This is like contemplation on how you can move on and take control of your own narrative. So what can you be doing right now to take control? Because apparently you can. What I'm seeing here is that there is this power that you possess to do that. But I'm also seeing you taking an unconventional approach to dealing with this narcissistic person. And that doesn't necessarily mean revenge, but this is showing me like that, you know, this is the thing that people say don't do. They're saying like, oh, just let it go, let bygones be bygones. But I'm sensing for you guys, like the course of action that this person has taken on you in your life has been so hard, like that it's been so painful in your heart. It's like darkened your heart in a sense. It's made it feel heavier. And that's not you. You're meant to be this bright, beautiful, luminous moon here. And so I'm getting this sense here that you feel like you need some resolve. Okay. And so I do get a sense that like maybe like, so not like in the realm of revenge, you know, but I sense that you do need to take a course of action. And I'm not exactly sure what this is trying to say. Like, it could be anything with the 7 of Cups reversed, but it's like, what you're being urged to do is forgive this person, because if you do take this course of action, right, it's like, it might not exactly work in your favor. It might just make you feel more heavy inside. And so what I'm getting the sense here is like, it's like almost as if like you moving on with your life, you forgiving this person is actually going to be like the sweetest revenge in a sense. Like if you decide like this person has gotten under your skin, and if you decide that like, you know what, I'm going to forgive you for you know not what you do, and you just put them in their place essentially in your mind. You're just like, you know what? This person, there's clearly something wrong with this person, and I no longer have to entertain their shenanigans. I no longer have to be up at night. Like this is you in the reversal. It's saying like you no longer have to, you know, spend your money, spend your time trying to figure out what this person's doing and like going against the grain of what you feel or what you've been told is really important too. So I don't know. Why do I get the sense that this revenge card is actually like prompting you in this action? It's because of this action card here and taking control of your own narrative. It's like you're being prompted to do something in order to resolve this. And then the Hierophant reverse, doing something unconventional as well. So I don't know. I just can't imagine like, it's not like it's something like dark. It's more like, perhaps it is just taking that high road and saying, I'm going to, like that phrase, being happy is like the greatest revenge, I guess, in a sense. So I think you forgiving here, like the feeling I get is like you forgiving is really, and moving on with your life and basically taking the road less traveled as well. Like taking the road less traveled. Most people will just keep feeding into this narcissistic person, keep feeding into their ego, keep giving them more fuel and just being present all the time. And I'm seeing here, perhaps it's just you taking the time to forgive them, forgive yourself if you feel like there's anything that maybe you're mad at yourself for allowing this to go on for so long or whatever it is. Maybe this person's made you feel guilty over time, but you taking that road less traveled is like the sweetest revenge. You just being happy, like you not giving any more of yourself than you already have, because it's like you could go down this path of revenge, right? And I'm not saying that you are going down the path of revenge, but just going back to that example from the show Revenge, the main character, she goes down this road of revenge, and it's like she just continues to engage in the past story of this tragedy that once happened that she's trying to reconcile with. And what I'm seeing here is you may not necessarily want to do that in the most conventional sense. Like maybe you are planning something meticulous, or maybe you're thinking like, man, like this person, they shouldn't get away with this, right? And I mean, to whatever degree, like you have to make your own you have to discern, but I'm seeing like forgiveness and being happy is the secret sauce. And I know that might not necessarily be easy, especially if you're not able to get away from this person, but this person, they don't like to see you being very happy, it seems. It seems as though they really thrive off of like you not being happy, which is why the medicine seems to be this forgiveness here, this love. Because if you return back to love, which is something that this person probably doesn't feel like in the very pure way, like don't allow them to like weigh down your heart. So that might not be the answer you wanted to hear, but dealing with this person really requires you to, in a sense, like get this sort of revenge, but in this unconventional way, right? It's actually a more beautiful way, because you're moving on, you're being happy emotionally, even if you're not with this person. It's like showing that that's true, but also just really feeling it within is really important. And that's why this take control of your own narrative is here. It's because you actually do have the power to do that. If you feel limited, just know that within you is the power to actually overcome this, because you're not going to be told anything that you do not have the potential to do, because clearly you are an exceptional person. This energy of like this person like trying to be a narc on you, it comes from that excellence that you have. Okay, so be reminded of that. And there's something like really beautiful about this card as well. It's like a dark and terrible beauty, right? Or great and terrible beauty. It's like a story I read when I was younger. It's like this contrast. It's like you have something really beautiful, so don't allow it to like turn you into freaking Bloody Mary right here. Like this, this looks like like how I would imagine Bloody Mary looking. Yeah. This does look like the Queen of Scots, right? So I think really it's like taking action, the action is within. And if you feel, and I just want to put this out there, like because I have no idea what happened in every single person's case, because this could be of great severity to you. If you feel as though there is like if you feel intuitively, that this person, like for example, let's say that this is like just like, okay, you want to bring this person to justice because let's say they did something and it was like actually just like, it was just not okay by any stretch of the imagination, and you're going to take the course of action necessary to make sure that this person is brought to justice. And if it's not like something like that, like it's not like they, I don't know, totaled your car or something, then this is saying like you have to just alchemize this pain and bring it back down to where you are. And who is it that you are? You are love. You are marvelous. You're magnificent. And so what power do you have access to that they do not? Love, forgiveness. Okay, that's the core essence of you. And that's the power that they wish that they could attain, that makes them even want to be this way in the first place. Okay? Anyways, I hope that was helpful, group number 3. I hope that you found something that will really help you. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. It helps support the channel. And of course, comment down below. Let me know how you're dealing with this person now, or people now, how this helped you. And of course, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, loves. Hi, group 4. Let's begin your reading. You guys chose this malachite, beautiful dark green stone. Let's start and look at how you can deal with your narcissist. Let's clear the energy from the last pile with this beautiful evergreen wand, okay? All right, so now that we've opened up our heart chakra for healing, let's put all the cards on the table. We have the Page of Wands. We have this card that comes from the Centennial deck. I added it because it feeds my intuition and I can get a better basis of what is going on intuitively. Knight of Pentacles. I love this card. And then we have the Six of Wands. I love this card too. These are all such beautiful cards, and I feel like that means it represents you. Because of this, the beautiful nature of what's going on here in this, in the Page of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, this card here is showing me a lot of the beautiful essence of who you are, because I feel like that always contrasts the soulless feeling that you get when you experience narcissism. So we have assessing, all right? And then we have abundance. And wow, you guys have a very interesting deck that is very different from all the other decks, actually. It's just like a lot of beauty here. And then we have self-love. You guys got an extra card, interestingly, as well. We have feast, slow down to celebrate yourself. And then we have sun, paint the sun back into your sky. We have parasite. And we have the temple of my body. Really? Okay, so interesting. We have this 2 and 9 here. We have this 11. 2 and 9 breaks down to 11. So we have 11, 11. I'm like getting a real narrative from this pile. I do get the sense here that if you feel as though there is, like, I'm getting a sense of like a more romantic relationship, or a relationship with a peer, as opposed to like maybe like a family member. It could be a family member of the same age, but I do get like more romantic-y vibes. So if you were sensing like another pile, you can try that, but I do get that from here, okay? So what's interesting here is the level of beauty and excellence that I see in you in this reading, with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, but especially these two cards. There is such excellence that you exhibit. There's something about you that is very excellent, very stable, very structured. With this Knight of Pentacles, you are really someone who can go the distance and who can persevere, and you're not really going to give up who you are or your groundedness. I'm seeing like you're sort of like this earthy person, but I'm also seeing you're very passionate, and also wherever you're going, you are on a path to victory. You're on a path to success. You're on a path to being celebrated, recognized for all of your accomplishments. You might just be at the beginning of your journey, but the end goal, the end result is that victory, you coming home and being recognized by your entire community, being recognized by the world. It could be a large scale thing, or, you know, being seen. You are someone who's going on the track to being seen. You're taking the long road, and you're patient, you're meticulous, you're masterful, you're developing new skills, and you're fully developing into this person who has it all, essentially. And so what I'm actually seeing a trajectory of like a path. It's all going this way. It's actually like in cinematography, when you see a scene, you can actually tell which direction they're going in time, right? Or where they're going symbolically. Like if there's a scene and there's a person that's passing by to the left, from left to right versus right to left, you can tell if they're coming or going based on that direction. So usually left to right is a progression forward. It's generally more positive. And that's kind of how we read writing, at least in English, you know, from left to right. And so I'm seeing the progression of all of these characters facing this direction, from left to right, progressing in the right direction. Starting with the Page of Wands here, coming home and mastering all of these skills, becoming this very important person that you are, but also taking this long journey. But what I'm seeing along the way is that there's this romantic relationship right here. There's this relationship with a person. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It could also be represented as a business partnership, a peer, possibly even a mentor, but someone that you become very close with. And this person can see the path as clearly as I can. And you're the type of person who literally has it all. You literally have everything within you. Do you see this abundance card? This is you. You're pure abundance. You have that within you. You're like Snow White in the forest, and all the creatures in the forest love you. The self-love card is giving me the sense that along the way, maybe someone like swept you up on your feet, and like you were just drawn into them, and now you're just experiencing who they really are, which is like this parasitic person. And so they can see your potential, they can see everything about you, but for some reason they're trying to shift you away from seeing that, possibly. And I don't know, this temple of my body here is telling me like you're a very beautiful person, beautiful inside and out. But this person also looks like Ursula to me a little bit, and you're like the Little Mermaid. And this person, oh, it's interesting. This one's a redhead. So you might be like the Little Mermaid, and like there's like an Ursula. It might be there might be a person of the same sex as you who is like in direct competition with you, and they see how amazing you are. You might be in a certain field, and this person has their eye set on you. Actually, it's interesting. This parasite, she's like looking over here. She sees you. I feel like this is you and your loving self, and she's like just sees you. In fact, both of these cards, I feel like this is you, like this loving energy, this beautiful energy. And we have these two cards like kind of clawing. This one's clawing. This one's just like staring at you. And I sense that there's like this attention on you. It could be like a romantic partnership, but I'm seeing a romantic partnership for some of you guys, but I'm also seeing like a peer as well. Yeah, I'm seeing like someone who's like maybe your age mate, like that's just seeing you and they're trying to parasite off of you, essentially. And it's interesting that we have parasite and then feast. So, and it's saying slow down and celebrate yourself. And we have self-love and paint the sun back into your sky. So I'm sensing that you have a lot to do. Like you have a lot to celebrate. There's two cards of celebration here. And this person may be jealous of you. They may envy you. They may really want what you have and feel like you might have taken something away from them. You might have even, that's what I'm sensing here. You might have taken, maybe you might have started dating someone's, this is just for some of you guys, obviously. You might have dated someone that they liked, had their eye on, or have dated in the past, and they feel like you've taken that person from them. And so they're trying to, in their wily ways, in their, weaselly ways, trying to bring you down and like take from you. But it's like you're too sturdy for that. And I think if you don't feel that, that's why you're being reminded of this self-love here. As much as you feel like this person is trying to threaten your existence or your lifestyle or whatever, this 1111 here is saying like you're on the right path. Oh, my flame went out because that's my bad though, guys. I wouldn't take that as like a weird sign because I paused this reading for a second to get some tea, and then like the wick fell into the inside of the yeah, and now it's all floppy. Yeah, for those of you that read candles, just like don't worry about this. It's just like, Yeah, it's my bad because I messed up the wick a little bit when I was extinguishing it earlier. Okay, maybe I can light it again. Let's see. But maybe you should take that as a sign. I don't know, if you saw a sign in that, then maybe there's a reason why I went through that entire course of events earlier when I was grabbing my tea. But oh, now the flame's super strong again, so take from that what you will. But oh, actually now a message just came to me. Maybe this person is trying to extinguish your flame. Okay, so that's actually coming to me now. I guess there is a reason why I took that course of events of like blowing out the candles and whatever, because that's a kind of direct representation of what this person is. This person that's kind of looking at you all the time, and they see how beautiful and flowery and on a direct path to success. Like, I'm just seeing like the perfect progression of success. This is actually like a movie event. You start, it's like The Devil Wears Prada, or like any like rom-com you can think of. The girl or the guy, you know, the girl, I'm just gonna say girl for now because most rom-coms are like that, but the girl sets off on her journey. She meets a guy, like she's just a novice, she's just a page here, a little novice, amateur, just starting off, starts off at a company. She meets a guy, and thus there's the romance in the story. But then she has to like work really hard and be consistent, and then her hard work pays off at the end, and woo, you're celebrated. So in your field, so whatever field you're in, or whatever field you're pursuing as your passion, this person can see that, and oh my God, like this is actually interesting, because I'm like, suddenly it's like flashing back to an experience that even I've had, and I can totally relate to this. It's like you're doing a certain thing, and this person is parasiting off of you and trying to like do what you're doing and imitate what you're doing. And it's like, they may even try to like, this person, you might have even experienced this person wanted to try and make it seem like they can do what you do, as if that's even possible, or like they tried to make you feel like that was possible or something like that. But there's a sense here that your abundance is so overwhelming that everyone can sense it. But if you don't sense it, this is your reminder here right now with the self-love, the paint the sun back into your sky here. You might be artists. I get a sense that you guys might be artists, especially with the Page of Wands, starting off a creative venture. So you guys may be creative people in some regard. And this is telling me like you need to focus on you, focus on yourself first. Remember the self-love first, because this person is going to try to act as though they can do what you do, as if they have the capabilities that you have and that they have the same trajectory that you have. And they could, but essentially this person doesn't see that they're parasitic. They don't see how they're, what is this temple of my body giving me right now? It's giving me like a sense that this person does not see their own divinity. They don't see their own capabilities. They only see your capabilities. So they're just, as I said, they're just watching you, trying to do what you do. And the way that they get off, essentially, the way that they feel the dopamine rush or whatever, is by taking in what you give out, essentially. Like what's freely flowing from you is they take that. And so slow down and celebrate yourself is really telling me like, don't let them be the only one that appreciates you and just therefore it takes from you and you just don't realize how great you are, because you are great. You are wonderful. They cannot extinguish your flame. Okay? They cannot do that, because obviously it will be relit as I just relit that flame. Nothing was going to stop that flame, and now it's burning taller than ever, and it's really strong and bright and tall. Okay? So no matter how much this person might try to dim your light, dim your shine, there's always going to be someone that has your back. Like, you might have your own back, but you don't have to worry, because there's always going to be someone that's going to relight that flame for you, whether that's you, whether that's, God, divinity, universe, creative source, whatever you want to call it. There's always going to be that flame, because you are the flame. Okay? That is you 100%. This is like this, your life is literally the storyline that everyone wants. You embark on your journey of your passion. You meet that person that you want to be with. You work and cultivate your skills consistently. You know that you're going to get there, and then you finally do, and everyone recognizes you, and you're recognized for how important and lovable and talented you are. So the way that you're going to deal with this person is by, assessing and realizing that they obviously are your biggest fan. This person is clearly your biggest fan, and they might not admit it to themselves because they're too proud, they're too whatever they are, and they're not going to admit it to themselves, but they're your biggest fan. So the best thing you can do is recognize that and try your best, even if they've stolen or tried to do anything to you or whatever. Try your best to remember that you're the sun. You're this bright flame. You're this bright light. You have the light. You're the light bearer, okay? You're the person that's carrying the torch home, okay? Like in the Olympics, you're the one that's carrying it home. So recognize that, and honestly, start being flattered by that. Start she's like, I am pretty cool. I do look pretty nice. I do have a lot of things going for me. When you appreciate yourself, this will just honestly infuriate this person more, and they're not going to be able to stand it, and they're going to have to leave, because what this person thrives off of is a sense of self-importance. Whoa, this group is really giving me flashbacks to my own personal experiences, but it's true. That's really coming through. It's like if you almost mirror this person, but obviously you don't have to mirror them, but it's like if you this person tries to act as if they're all that and all this whatever, and even though they're just trying to do what you're doing, or they're trying to take from you, this person is doing that. So normally you seem like a humble person, so that's why they want to stick around you. That's why they want to be around you. But it's almost if you sort of mirror in a sense, you start to express that, you're yeah, I do have things going on, but not in a way that's obviously measure your own situation, but appreciating yourself. This person won't be able to stand it, knowing that you know how great you are, and you guys are great. You guys are very talented. You're sitting basically on a throne. Okay, so this person will not be able to withstand how much you love yourself when you start to shine. If you allow yourself to shine, maybe you make yourself smaller around this person, because this paint your sun back in your sky, it's like you're almost dimming your own light. Just like that light went out, it's like that light is meant to be there. So if you feel like your light is being dimmed by yourself, by someone else, whatever, don't do that anymore. It's actually really interesting, because she's bringing back the light, and then that light just went out, and then I brought it back. It's very symbolic of what's going on. It's you guys might have felt like someone was taking your light away. This person might be trying to outshine you at every turn, but it's impossible when you recognize that you are the shine. They're basically like the dark moon trying to reflect back the sun, and you are the sun. So this person, they cannot exist around you if you recognize that and you embrace that. You're a humble person naturally, but that doesn't mean that you can't celebrate yourself and remember that you're the main character. Essentially, they're trying to pretend as if they're the main character in your story, and they're trying to push you off to the side to be what? No, I disagree. Absolutely disagree, because when I see your life path here, this is an excellent life path. This is the life path. This is glorious. This is everything. This is what people want. Okay, this is what this person wants from you. They're trying to just make sure that you're not showing that and you're not embracing that, because once you do, they can no longer stand to be around you, and then therefore they can no longer learn from you and try to basically mimic your behaviors, because this person actually like is your fan. I know it's like really weird to say, but this person is a fan of you despite how toxic they may seem. This person really does, in a sense, idolize you, because anyone that has the time to do this and doesn't have like their own sense of self to even cultivate will do this kind of thing. So just remember, embrace what you have. This person is confident. The person I'm seeing up here is the real you, this confident being that's like, no matter what you do, it's not going to affect me because I love myself and I know where I'm going. I know what I have. I know that the end of the road for me is victory and recognition and fame at whatever degree, whether it's like local or whatever, is in my future, it's in my path. Like, there's really nothing you can do. And like I said, this narcissist in your life cannot exist around other people that are confident, especially you, that they are trying to look at as like their inspiration. They can't exist around it because it reminds them. Narcissists cannot exist around people that remind them that they aren't great. And they could be great, but they aren't great because they do not recognize that for themselves. They cannot live without feeding off of other people. But if they did, they could, they could. I'm not saying that they couldn't, but they could, but they don't know that. And so this is, again, flashbacks from my life. Like, in my personal experience, this actually did happen. It's like, I never, like, I'm just bringing myself up for a moment because I feel like it's very relevant. In my personal situation where this happened with a person, I'm not saying this is my exact thing, but it's like the narcissist could not exist around me. This person continued to emulate, right? But they could no longer withstand being in my presence because it was like, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm not like affected by you. Like I don't, like I think it's, like I addressed it, I called it out. I'm like, yeah, like this is very, I put it plainly in the forefront. Like, this is who I am. This is the source of your inspiration, and it's fine. And so when you do that, it's like, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be like, you don't actually have to say anything. Like, I didn't have to say anything, right? You just have to be open about who you are and not put yourself in the shadow of this person, because they're trying to eclipse you, and it's just not possible when you have your energy. It's just about bringing your energy forth. It's not about like being confrontational. It's not about doing much of anything but just shining and remembering that you are that. And they're not going to be able to, like, it's just going to make them feel too unimportant, and therefore they just have to leave. Begrudgingly, they may, but they will just have to leave because they have to always be, in their mind, they're like, I have to always be the most important. I have to always be the best or whatever, because if I'm not at this level, whatever, I'm not even significant at all, because that's like, they have to constantly chase that like feeling of that, or like bring someone down, because that's where it is. It's either all or nothing for them. So that's really what it comes down to. So just remember, like, it's okay to celebrate yourself, to love yourself openly. That doesn't mean that you have to stoop down to their level, or and that's what I was saying about mirroring before. When I said mirroring, it's like you're not exactly mirroring them, because it's like they try to display like they're so important or whatever, or in some way they try to do that. They try to harbor a lot of attention and pull a lot of attention, right? But if you are, like I said, kind of like faux mirroring, and you're actually just really loving yourself. See, they're just trying to pull energy from people, whereas you're loving yourself. Those are two different things, but they're going to experience it like almost like they're being mirrored. And anytime you've been mirrored or mirrored someone, it's an aggravating experience to like experience your own medicine, but your medicine is the sun, right? So like they're just gonna have to flee, and they're gonna have to find someone else, unfortunately. Or hopefully they learn from the experience. I like to think that people can change and get better. But yeah, just remember who you are and remember this excellent life path, okay? This is just amazing for you guys. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, self-love. We have the 6 cards. So that's just the power of Venus, the power of love. You guys have got it all, the abundance, the glory, everything. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you like it. Help support my channel, and comment down below. Let me know how you're dealing with your narcissist now and how this video may have helped you in dealing with them in the now again. And subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.